Good morning, sports fans, and welcome. Well, we're going to bunch that is. Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Vegas Daily Free Picks Winners Show. That's right, guys. The First Family of Vegas Show is coming to you every weekday on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, joined by some of the world's best documented handicappers and biggest sports bettors. It's brought to you by the best website in the business on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. My friends, we're going to be releasing a ton of free pick winners on today's action in time for you to take advantage of those free winners. You're going to get some great betting insights and have a few laughs too. So join us each weekday so we can improve your bankroll. We've got a great show. I started with the wrong shot, but that's okay. Brings a little charm to the show. Let me bring them on, go around the horn. My good buddy, the Jersey wise guy, Mr. Sean Higgs, and the sniper picking off bookmakers from a distance, Wes. Good morning, everybody. Sean, let me start with you. How are you today, buddy?
Not too bad. Nice. On a little 6-2 run with baseball sides and totals there, so I'm excited about getting baseball back on track. It's a little slow start there with the sides, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'll take my dogs, and 6 games under 500. That's like a what's that? 3-3. I'll be plus money pretty soon, so I'm not worried.
You got to love Sean Higgs, one of the best in the business. I'm going to get back into that in a moment, but I want to welcome my good buddy. A lot of exciting stuff going on with Wes, the sniper, we call him. Bookmakers won't let him get close, so he's got to pick him off from a mile away. Wes, how you doing today?
Doing good. It's the most overhyped game in the business, the NFL draft tonight. I'm actually looking forward to it. Not a lot of good quarterbacks. Whenever there's not a lot of good quarterbacks, it's, never really a good draft, but some exciting stuff. It's always fun to see where, all those college players are going to land.
I'm excited about a few things going on today. First of all, guys, this is a good panel. Unfortunately, my good buddy Steve Seagrave, he was a late scratch today. He told me he couldn't come on. He's doing great work. We're going to miss him today. Maybe we'll get him back tomorrow. I don't know. A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff. First of all, guys, my good buddy who just called me a second before he went on the air, Rick over at Rick Sports Memory, he's got another signing. He's bringing in Jose Canseco Friday, June 6th at Arizona Charlie's from 6 to 8 p.m. You get a free autographed picture from Jose, stuff like that. I'm going to be promoting that because Rick and I go back 25 years, guys. He brought in Joe Montana. He brought in everybody over the last 25 years. I get a lot of my sports memorabilia from him. I went to see him the other day real quick. I had called him 2 days before, and I said, hey, I texted him. I said, Rick, I got a guy over at the Senior Center. He loves Tua Tagovailoa. He's coming up to a big milestone birthday. Can you get me something to it? I'm not a mini helmet guy. I said, but he likes mini helmets. Can you get – he says, give me a second. Hit me right back. He says, I'll have it within 48 hours. Called me the next night. Says, Joe, I will have it tomorrow morning. So I went and picked it up. While I was there, this is a great selling tactic by Rick. Says, look what I just got in. I got an Aaron Judge game used bat signed. Here you go. You want it. Rick gave me great deals, but I love Rick. I'm going to be there on June 6th to go see Jose, who wants to come on the show. I've got to tell you, not too many people more outspoken or could give aspirin a headache more than me. Jose Canseco might be that guy. Couple other things.
I'm gonna DM him when I'm out there for Bet Bash. I want to hang out with him.
You want to come out? Oh yeah, is that during Bet Bash, June 6th?
No, Bet Bash is in August.
August, right. Yeah, I'm gonna go too. I know
it's funny,
you guys
are big Bet Bash guys. I went to one and then I didn't go last year. I think. I don't know. It's a big thing.
What's funny, Joe, about Jose Canseco? Randomly, I commented on one of his tweets, maybe like a year back or so. And the guy followed me on Twitter. So Jose Canseco officially follows Sniper West on Twitter.
That's awesome.
He comes to quite a few of the events I do here in town. I tell you what, he's always nice. He is about 295. I don't think he has 6% body fat.
He's a monster.
He's very open about how he keeps his body in the shape he's in. He's never looked as big or this fit, and he's got to be. Sean, I'll be 56 in a month or two. How old is Jose? He's got to be around my age, maybe a little older.
I was going to say, like, in 86, he came up, he was, 23, 24? I mean, that was 45. I mean, he's got to be close to 60.
He's got to be. He is born in 1964. So he is 60 years old. Actually, the day after my birthday, he'll be 61. He'll be 61 July 2nd. My birthday is July 1st. I tell you what, he does do a lot of charity events in town. He has a car wash right down the block on Tropicana. He wants to come on the show. We'll see what we'll do about that. A couple other things. Everybody out there knows I do a lot of charity. I do a lot of things for a lot of animal rescues here in town. As I get older, I want to be around more four-legged creatures and less two-legged ones. That's a fact. My good buddies over at my dear friends at Portastic Friends, Sunday, April 27th. That will be this Sunday from 11 to 3 p.m. They have a big adoption event. They got adoption vendors, live entertainment from some of the biggest names here on the Las Vegas Strip, food trucks, silent auctions, raffles, their giveaways. They're going to be at 2200 East Palmer Lane here in Vegas. I'm going to try to make that. I'm usually at the Senior Center on Saturdays, but I've been helping out Portastic since I don't know, maybe a dozen years. They're some of the best people here in Vegas for helping out animals, and I love them. Michael and Melissa Novelli, they do great work. They've given their lives to animals. One more thing I do want to talk about on a sad note, and I did know him. I haven't spoken to him in over 20 years, but he passed away yesterday, an intricate part of the Chicago Bears championship team, their second all-time leading sack guy. Steve McMichael passed away, Mongo, as we called him. Never at a loss for words while he was a player, went into wrestling. I got to know him later because somebody that he had in his life was a friend of mine. She was a nice lady. She's still with him. I was still with him up until the end. And he did pass away. Guys, without Steve McMichael, that Bears defense isn't as great as they were. Trust me. That championship team, although I'm a huge fan in every way of Walter Payton, Jim McMahon was an average quarterback. All right, but when you only had to score 12 points a game to win a game and have Walter Payton and Willie Gault on your offense, I could have quarterbacked that team to a championship. I'm just going to go with that. He was an average quarterback at best. Okay?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes, he was.
He was. But you know, Sean, I was at an event at Caesar's Palace. Jimmy King, who's a friend of mine from the Fab Five Michigan Wolverines, and Jose Canseco, along with Jim McMahon, was doing this thing where they were in a little room and they would talk about stuff. And they came to me 3 times to ask each one of the guys questions. I came up with great questions. And one thing I asked Jim McMahon, because everybody said, well, you know that championship. I said, well, I want to ask you. I don't want to blow smoke because I really do feel without, I don't think the offense had to be that great. Okay, they had to score 12 points a game. I think they gave up 11 points something or 12 points something a game. But having said that, I said, Jim, let me ask you, how do you feel about Buddy Ryan? And he said, without skipping a beat, what an asshole. Biggest asshole ever. And I could have thought, he could have a little more class. And I said, Jim, without that asshole, you guys don't win. Oh, that's not true at all. We had this, we had that. I feel Buddy Ryan was the reason why that team was so great. It was the defense he put together. A lot of the guys on that defense weren't superstars in other places till they got together. I thought he was the reason why they were so great. I love Sweetness, Walter Payton, on and off the field, one of the greatest in the history of sports and on this planet. The guy would do anything.
Mike, you're talking about McMahon. Mike Tomczak, quarterback, 7 starts that year.
Is that right? Mikey T?
Yeah.
But
Mike
he
Tomczak.
takes a lot of the credit.
How about this? Here we go. Mike Tomczak, 7 starts, 7-0, 2 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. McMahon, 6-0, 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Steve Fuller. He had 2 starts. He went 0-2 in his 2 starts for the Bears that year. That's the games he lost. And Doug Flutie took a loss, too, in a start for them.
Dougie Flutie, the shortest quarterback. He's one of the shortest quarterbacks ever. You got to love Doug, though.
Steve McMichael. So Steve McMichael, funniest part about the thing that Steve McMichael did is the Cubs game. He sang the, take me out to the ball game in the 7th inning, and he was talking smack to Angel Hernandez, right? And Angel Hernandez turned and looked back to him, and everyone was laughing, man. It's so funny.
Somebody that was a friend of mine was the official masseuse of the WWE, and when they went on the road, she traveled with them. She was my masseuse. She was a good lady. She was a nice lady. She was with him for a little bit, and I got to tell you the story she told me about the WWE, but got to know him a little bit. He did some things for my son. My son was small at the time. It's got to be, he was like 2 or 3. And he sent some pictures and jerseys and stuff. That was very nice of him. And even sent some things, some wrestle stuff for my son of some of the bigger names in the WWE at the time. So, but he was a big part of that defense. You know, it's Mike Singletary, Richard Dent. They had a great defense. And that was the defense. Listen, man, and Sweetness is one of the greatest pure running backs of all time. And he did anything for his team. I saw him block. And the guy, let's face it, man, he put himself out there. But he would throw himself over the line. He would do anything. Willie Gault, acrobatic receiver. I would say that I'm not going to say that I could have quarterbacked that team to a championship. But to be honest with you, I could have got at least half a dozen wins for that team myself. And I'm 5'6", so
I didn't even know who the DC was. I just had to look it up.
Buddy Ryan.
No, Vince Tobin.
But Buddy Ryan put the defense together, didn't he?
He's not even listed on here.
Dave
McGinnis, linebackers coach.
Well, he was the one that actually was, from what the behind the scenes were, the talk was he was the guy who ran.
You know what? That's wrong, because I'm looking at the 86 Bears, not the 85. I was looking at the 85 Bear team.
Yeah, because after that, didn't he go to the Eagles after that?
Yeah, 85. You know what? I was running off those stats for the 14-2 Bears. That was year 2. That was 86. That wasn't even their championship year. I was on the totally wrong year for them.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm sure that some people out there that are Bears fans say, listen, we're not looking to put down the Bears. I just don't think Jim McMahon was that stellar of a quarterback. You know, and I thought he was a distraction.
He went 11-0 that year as a starter. 5 starts for Steve Fuller. 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, which back then was okay because they weren't throwing the ball all that much though,
yeah.
Joe. So
no, they were keeping the ball on the ground with
2,400 yards. Quarterbacks do that now, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. What are you talking about? That was in 85 he was doing those numbers?
I don't think he was great. I think he was adequate. But I thought the way he dissed off Buddy Ryan and the defense he built, you know, he could have at least showed a little more class. But then again, I heard these days he's in the marijuana business and he doesn't need the money to be nice to anybody. So, but I thought it was classless. I'll be honest with you. You know, he could have said something nice. So
you did get the Super Bowl shuffle out of that team, and also, you know, for Jim McMahon, for a guy that wore a headband back in the day and drank a lot of beer and liked to party, it's pretty ironic that he went to BYU.
Do you know what his famous line when they asked, you know, BYU, you know, it's known, you know, as a Mormon school and this and that. He says, well, I only went there because I thought BYU stood for bring your own. So having said that, you know, adequate quarterback. Certainly, you know, if you look around the league in the mid to late 80s, they had some of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL around that time. So having said all that, a lot of fluff. Couple of events I want to talk about. First of all, not events, specials. Go to SportsMemo deals page. Any given day, you go to SportsMemo and you will find deals for your favorite cappers, and maybe even some of the cappers make it easier to get familiar with that you're not familiar with. A special feature that we've got going on right now through tomorrow night at midnight, 50% off any daily packages. Use it as many times as you want for any of your favorite cappers, or this is a great way to get familiar with somebody you don't know. Dip your toe in before you dive into a new capper. Use code DAILY50 upon checkout, and then we're going to get into this a little more in detail later. Guess who's the featured capper today over at SportsMemo? $2 Thursday featured capper sniper, Wes. Wes, real quick, one sentence. What do you got for your $2 play today?
We're going NHL playoffs. You got to love it. I love the angle, love the game, and we're going to win. That's all I got to say.
Great stuff, guys. And before we go and give out free plays, and we're going to give you out free plays and get you out of here in time to take advantage of those free plays, the floor is open. Any questions or comments for our panel, we'd be happy to answer it. And I just want you to know, you know, we get a lot of questions when Dan and Jesse are on the show because a lot of people out there think they don't wear pants while they're on air. I know for a fact Sean and Wes are wearing pants, and I'm wearing pants today. The floor is open. Fire away with any questions or comments. Let's go right into the Jersey Wise guy. Sean Higgs has been a friend to me for 20 years. the reason why we were friends, because we were on some other brands together, and the name D'Amico and Higgs, D'Amico, Jersey White guy. We're always on leaderboard, so we kind of had a friendship. We had a respect, then a friendship. And then he was nice enough to contribute to some other things I had going on, my newsletter, which is a great newsletter. And then he was a regular. Every week he was on my CBS show for 3 years via phone. And not only is he entertaining, he is informative. He is always on the leaderboards. I know he's doing some great work at SportsMemo. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of SportsMemo. He's got a free play winner. And guys, I love Sean. As entertaining as he is informative. Sean, I'm honored to have you here. Take it away, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Good to be here. And again, you know, I always hate the full screen here because my high-def camera zooms in on every stubbly thing. I should really shave for the show, Joe. I apologize for that. But I don't want to have Dionne come out to Texas and leave you all alone in Vegas with Wes out there. But I got a 3-pack of MLB up today on the site. And I do add Ribby props to the site there. I don't put them in a package. I just put them up there. So if you're on a longer term deal, you'll get the Ribby props there. NBA and hockey, I dabble in, find good spots to hit there. But I'm going to be a lot of baseball for the next 5 months until the NFL and college season starts up in August there. But baseball every day. Get a longer term package. You'll get every game because I got 4 games up, but I put a 3-pack up because three's for me. What can I say? Go get that 3-pack. We got an early game going out here. We got a lot of afternoon games. You know, these Wednesday, Thursdays, we got a lot of day action. So you got a early bird gets the worm here.
Great stuff. Now, Sean, I know you're doing great work. I know you've got a lot of plays up. And I love the fact that you do multiple options for the people that follow you. You know, I don't like to go to a restaurant and see one thing on the menu. I like options. And that's one thing Sean Higgs gives you. He gives you a lot of options when you're looking at what he offers for the day as far as packages in place. You know, he's a guy that's always on the leaderboard. He can price gouge you, run them up. He loves to make those packages for you because he knows that saving you money is just as good as making you money. And that's why I love Sean. You know, always on the leaderboard. He can jack up them prices and just sell individual plays, but he's always looking to give you, the follower, an edge. And I love that. I know he's got a free play winner for us today. Sean, take it away.
Yeah, a little NBA action for us here on a Thursday night. The Knicks and Pistons going at it here. And, you know, it's right here. We're not holding back. We're taking the Pistons. Let's be honest. They're a scoring drought away from being up 2-0 in the series, fellas, right? I mean, they've really outplayed the Knicks the whole time here. I think they get it done at home. I thought coming into the series they had a little puncher's chance. They're young, you know, inexperienced. They're like, it's a free roll for us as we overachieved this year. This is kind of stuff that happens. They're in a game. They kind of fall apart a little late there. Can't put the basket in there. I don't know. At home, I think they're winning here. I think the line tells you everything you need to know about this game. Listen, Brunson's great. I'm not going to, you know, kick the Knicks back in all that much, but I just think the Pistons are going to get them here. Do they win the series? I don't know about that. You're going to give me a small home dog here? I think Pistons win outright. Forget about the one. Pistons win. It's going to be a close one, but I think Pistons take this from the Knicks. It's that simple. Great
stuff from the Jersey Wise guy himself. He says, take the Pistons. He likes them here. Give him a home dog, even though it's a small home dog, and you're going to give him an edge over the bookmakers. Sean's a winner. Follow him with this play after the show, but more importantly, go over to SportsMemo. We got this great discount. It's 50% off daily packages through Friday at midnight. Use code DAILY50 for Sean. Sean, once again, what do you got posted on the premium side over at SportsMemo for everybody to take advantage of?
There you go. I got a triple play of MLB up. $34.99, so 50% off. And the 3-packs will always be like $34, something like that. Sometimes I'll put them up for $19.99 for if I have 2 packages up. If I have a lot of games, I'll have 2 3-packs. I'll go cheap. Listen, I'm betting the games. You know, my small percentage here on my $25 or $30 isn't feeding me. It's just for basically getting, you know, typing in the plays. That's what the pays for. I want you to make money, and I've made people money. I wouldn't be on this, you know, I wouldn't be here if I haven't been making money over the last 20 years on the sites with you, Joe. So that's all that really matters, you know.
Gotta love Sean Higgs. He's going to be sticking around if you have any questions or comments from him. One thing I really do like about Sean, I mentioned earlier before he gave you his free pick that he's as entertaining as he's informative, and he is. He's certainly not dry at all. He's got a great charm to him. But he always gives the guys that follow him an advantage. And I will tell you this, guys. I know Sean. I know of Sean when I first started on websites 20. So how long are you on websites, Sean?
Yeah, 20 years, 25, 20 years now.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm documented 24 or 25 years, and you're right around there. And I've always seen Sean on those leaderboards, and it just isn't one sport. It's not like, oh, he's great in baseball, he lacks in football, he's great in basketball, not great in hockey. He's always on each of these individual sport leaderboards. So follow Sean. You're going to follow him to the back. And by the way, Sean, I didn't shave today either. I got a little stubble, so I want you to know when you're good looking, it doesn't matter.
Wes is kind of the new Ron to the sightseeing, Joe. But I tell people all the time, if you're on, again, you can have a winning season in baseball, football, this and that. It's tough putting together everything. Yeah. And so when people say, "Oh, I'll always give props to whoever is on that end of the year leaderboard."
Yeah.
And you're on the end of the year leaderboard, you're having a fantastic record-breaking season. It's tough to be on the end of the year leaderboards, I think. Because you're really forced into, someone buys a package or a pass, you're forced into everyday hockey, NBA, baseball, whatever the sport is. And if you're running cold in there, it doesn't matter because that person wants a pick. So, you finish the year, and again, finishing the year is tough. I've done it a few times. It is not easy because you're kowtowed into forcing play sometimes, right, Joe? Just because, we sell picks or pick guys. We bet the games too. So if we're not going to bet it, it's tough to do with something on the board to say, go take this and sell it for $25. I'm not going to do that. But they force your hand into that. Mm-hmm. So when I see cats year in and year out, which is extremely difficult, listen, I had a good college football season, good college basketball season. I'm up a little bit in NBA, but NFL, I was a couple games over 500, but it was a losing year overall. But it's tough to have every duck in a row and be on money. Man,
it's not easy, and people can have.
You're on the leaderboard, folks. Joe, they don't give people credit for being on it. They get mocked. Listen, I wish I was on the leaderboard all year long, year in and year out for 4 major sports. Extremely difficult.
It's like a great baseball player hitting consistently every month of the year. You're going to have a couple of some droughts there. And I want you to know, guys, this isn't just what we do. This is who we are. The guys you see over at SportsMemo, and even the ladies too. Dionne D'Amico, she bets the game she puts out. So we're in the trenches with you, and it's not easy. This is unlike any other profession when you do this for a living and put games out there. And Sean, West, I'm sure they would agree with me. The explosion of social media, everybody's the best every day. Sean, I won 12 straight college basketball games 2 months ago, and then went 14-1, then 17-2 run. And so 17-2 sucks. I'm 24-0 my last 24. Where are you documented? Sean, he held up a legal pad. He took a picture of a legal pad and DM'd it to me in a Twitter message. Here I am. Here's my 24th place. Yeah, North Carolina W. Hit it in hand. I understand that. Well, where are your documents? And then, I'll hear it. I used to hear it. I don't get it too much anymore. I've got a little bit of a notoriety here in Vegas. I've been there 35 years. I'm in the casinos every day. I know everybody from the valet guys to the casino personnel, to the cocktail waiters, to the bartenders, to the racing sportsmen. I know these people. I double park my car. I toss the kid my keys. I don't wait for a ticket. I don't pay. First of all, I don't pay for parking either. And if you live in Vegas, and I've seen another big shot handicapper say, I can't go to that place. They charge you for parking. Who the hell should pay some parking if you live here? They know you put 20 in their hand, they'll double park your car. You're a big better. Put 20 in the damn hand, you cheap son of a bitch. It bothers me. I say, I can't pay room rates. Who pays room rates? I get full comp. How do you pay room rates if you gamble on a regular basis? Anyway, I know everybody here in town, buddy. I got to tell you something. I used to get, here comes Joe D'Amico type stuff. And people are nicer now. They know what it's about. But you'll see people out there that'll tell you, well, I'm up. I about a year and a half ago, I was in one of my favorite books, and great people always in this book. So one jackass Oh, man, I do better than you guys. I'm up like 89 units in the last 2 months in football. Okay, where are you, Doc? Oh, I don't go on the websites because I don't want to fluctuate the lines. I said, did you drive here? Yeah, I'm from California. I drove here. Is your Rolls Royce Spectre outside? What do you mean? What do you drive? I mean, I'm not putting down a Hyundai or a Kia, but what do you drive? I said, I got a brand new Maserati outside. What do you drive? Well, what does that got to do with it? Well, if you're up 100-something units, I want to know how you do you got big money? What'd you bet today? And he had ticket in his hand, and I saw like a 10-team parlay. And I says, look who I'm talking to. And I'm not putting down people, guys. I want you to know that if it wasn't for $5 and $10 parlay players, it wasn't for $2 horse players, there won't be a racetrack, a bookmaker, a sports book on the planet open. They are the bread and butter of the betting industry. But when people open up their mouths, don't tell me this, and that. Get documented. That's why I like guys like Sean and Wes, the first lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, myself, the great cappers at SportsMemo guys. Our numbers are up there. All right. Plus, we're in the trenches with you guys. On a winning day, I'm twice as happy. You know why? Because I bet the game, and I know you're coming back tomorrow because you bet the game. On a losing day, I'm twice as pissed off. Not only did I lose my money, I let you down. And you're probably not going to come back the next day and follow me. And on top of that, I want you to know, I know Sean for 20-something years. I know Dionne. I know Jesse Shule. I know Wes. Over the last few months, we got to be very close. And I want you to know, we take a lot of pride in the fact that you trust us with your hard-earned money. So we feel in our hearts that we let you down on bad days. But everybody's the best. You're going to get that all the time. It just pisses me off. You know, I am happy for anybody out there that makes money for themselves and anybody that follows them. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm certainly not putting down $5 and $10 plays. Not at all. Not in a million years. All right. But I want you to know, when people tell you suck, you're only 14-2. Where are you documented? Just tell me. Let me see what you're driving. Do you got a $50,000 watch on your hand? Are you wearing a $75,000 necklace? That's fine with me. Show me. Just show me where you're documented. Show me where the money is. All right. If you want to walk around with a suitcase full of money and show that to me, that's fine too. You know, Sean used to do our CBS show regularly every week. And everyone's like, I'm better than you guys. Okay, put $1 million in the account. We'll put it up together, an escrow account. We'll do 5 picks Thursday, 3 p.m. from the Superbook at the Westgate. And at the end of the season, winner takes all. No. We'll do 100,000. No. We'll do 10,000. We'll do 1,000. No. I got down one day to some guy who was on the phone calling in saying, I'm better than you. Why don't we do it for a case of beer? All right. Being that you won't do it even for $1,000, let's do it for a case of beer. Every week we'll each pick 5. There's no takers. You know why? Because nobody ever, I had a bad run. Guys, we have to sustain bad ones because we do this every day. Unfortunately, we don't win every single day, but the integrity you get from Sean, from Wes, Dionne D'Amico, myself, the other great capitalist, we tell you about the losers. It's a thorn in our side. I bet you can't remember every good date you went on in your life, but you can remember every bad date. I'll tell you that right now. And I remember the bad dates and the bad days. Having said that, Sean's going to stick around. Sean, but great betting insight, great everything. He's got 3-pack up. He's got multiple plays up. And what I do like about Sean, throughout the day, sometimes you put up games a little bit later on, not just by like 8 or 9 a.m. Pacific, right?
Rarely. I'll finish up this. I'll go do my show, and if something comes out, but most times I'm locked in, unless something really. I'm not moving late with this thing. I want to be ahead of the moves. Okay. You know, I want to be ahead of it. Listen, if the line is gone, I'm not chasing.
There you go.
I'm not doing that.
Great stuff. That's a great betting angle, sports fans. You know, it's great. If it's gone, it's gone. Now, odds are tomorrow there'll be a game that does benefit Sean, and he will take it. I feel the same way, Sean. I get my games up early and out.
If you have, like you just said, and Wes will agree, right? You can leave a game out. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I left that game out. That was a winner. Yeah. What about the 6 losers? You forget. Yeah. Everybody forgets those. You know, you forget though. You just remember, like, oh, I like that. I didn't play. What about the other 4 games you said? You know,
listen,
can't do it. Leave it out there and move on to tomorrow.
We've all been there. Man, should have had the Yankees yesterday. They came in here as a dog. I knew they were going to turn it up. Just like a vlog, knew they were going to turn it around. But then again, how many times you say, wow, I should have had the Yankees if they lost 9-0. Having said that, you know, we do this a lot. We beat each other up. beat ourselves up, not each other, but beat ourselves up doing that. But, I'd rather put a game out that I really love, and I'm saying be happy about losing it, than half-ass it and lose when I half-ass something I'm half-assed about. Good stuff from Sean Higgs. You're going to get these betting angles. It's not because Sean is just a bright guy. He is a bright guy, just a bright guy. But it's because he's been through this year in, year out. He's experienced the big wins and the bad beats as well. So he's giving you great betting insights from his own experience. Am I right, Sean?
Yes, it is. Got a long time. That's why it's kind of like, all right, we're just on to the next day. On to the next pick, on to the next win, on to the next loss. You can't get wrapped up in it. It's not what I do.
So Joey V wants to know when the First Lady is coming back. She took some time off. She's doing behind-the-scenes stuff because we're getting more viewers. We're getting more guys coming to the website. She's a big part of that. Guys, I'll tell you about her in a second because she is killing it. Just because she's not here doesn't mean she's ducking out because she's not winning. She's El Fuego. She's on fire. Joey V says he doesn't mind looking at our bald heads, but she breaks up the scenery a bit. She looks really good too. She's been out in the sun for a couple of days. She looks really good. Plus, we're both doing our fitness thing again. Over that way, 15 feet, I have about a dozen machines, workout machines. We've been hitting it lightly just to get our muscles back in shape. Tomorrow, I'll be outside. I got 5 punching bags in the garage. I'll start doing my boxing workout, start running in the sun. Sean, I got a great way to run and enjoy it. What I do is I wait until I hear the ice cream truck go by, give it about 2 or 3 minutes, then run after him. It always takes me about 15, 20 minutes to catch up to him when he's doing 6:55 up Tropicana. And then I deserve myself with a couple of ice cream cones. But having said that, Sean's going to stick around. We have a lot of fun, but Sean's going to stick around. I want to talk about Sniper West. Over at SportsMemo, we have a great thing. When we did this $2 Thursday thing, and you've got to be doing well to become the featured capper. And I know Sean had it not long ago. I had it. Dionne had it. Wes is the featured capper today. All right. I want to talk about Wes. Wes and I became friends before we were on the same brand. We became friends because he's had a name. He was creating a name in the business as being a good capper, also having integrity on a bad day. He shit the bed last night. And that's very rare in this business. But fewer and far between those days than the good days. And he started liking my stuff. He was complimentary. He was nice. We became friends. And I'm glad we get to share a panel because he is one of the best. Now, he's not new to sports betting by any means, but he's new to SportsMemo, so to speak. And he's becoming one of the best young names in this industry. He has a reputation of being one of the best in the world at UFC. But it just doesn't stop there. His name is all over the SportsMemo leaderboard. He's going to tell you what he's been doing on the premium side. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's going to tell you about his big $2 Thursday featured play. He's got a free play winner. Wes, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, I'm super pumped up to be the $2 feature capper over at the website today. It's my first time, and I do love the game, and it is on the NHL ice. It's in the NHL playoffs tonight, and it's I think it's going to do pretty good, as Larry David would say, if you like Curb Your Enthusiasm. In regards to the free play, I'll go ahead and get right into that. We'll get into some promo after that. But I like the Clippers tonight, so I'm going to lay it with them. And I'm probably in the minority. A lot of people actually like the Nuggets, but I'm on the other side. I like the Clippers, and the Sharps might agree with me because the line is moving, toward LA here. But the Clippers easily, they could be up 2-0 in the series here. The Kawhi, obviously, he looks really good. He looked fantastic in that last game. He looks like Toronto Kawhi Leonard or San Antonio Kawhi Leonard, to be honest with you. And remember, the Nuggets, they turned the ball over 20 times on the offensive end of the floor last time. But that's, you can say that was bad offense by the Nuggets, but that's what the Clippers have been doing all year. The Clippers are fantastic defense. They're number 4 in points per game allowed. They're number 1 in defensive rebounds in the NBA. So, fantastic team on the defensive end of the floor. And, I think they have the coaching advantage for sure with Tyronn Lue over David Adelman. And the Clippers, they're 48-35-1 against the number this year. And it's kind of ironic because the Nuggets are completely opposite. They're 38-45-1 against the spread. So basically the Clips were covering games all year and the Nuggets were not covering games all year. And the Clippers, they're 4-1 against the number in their last 5 games. And also remember this, it's the first playoff game at the Intuit Dome. Obviously, the Clippers, they shared Staples and Crypto.com Arena with the Lakers for years. Now they have their own crib, and I think they're going to be pumped up. It's going to be an electric atmosphere there. I've been there. I used to live in LA, as you know. And I think the Clippers come out with purpose, and I think they played very well. I'm going to lay the 5. It was 5. It's 5.5 now, but I'll still lay 5.5 with the Clippers. I like the play. Give me the Clips minus 5.5 over the Nuggets tonight.
Sports fans, Wes says take the Clippers. Take that play. If you like what Wes has to say, I know you do, you're going to follow him. But more importantly, go over to Sports Memo. He's got a $2 Thursday play. It is a hockey play tonight.
Yes, sir.
It is a hockey play. He's on the NHL leaderboard. He's doing great work over there. Follow Wes. You're going to follow him to the bank. I do want to take on – he's going to be sticking around if you have any questions or comments. I do want to say something, Wes. Wes, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I love the sarcasm. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I got to tell you, a lot of our viewers are asking about the calendar just over your shoulder because some of our viewers are saying the initials DP takes on a different meaning. That's all I'm saying. Having said that, Wes is going to stick around. If you have any questions or comments, he'll be here to answer. I do want to tell everybody about the First Lady of Las Vegas. She hasn't been around for a couple of days. She's doing some technical stuff and getting more viewers to watch the show, and we thank her for that. Doesn't mean she's not winning. She's on a 5-1 NHL run, a 10-3 NBA run, an 8-5 MLB run. She's got 4 big winners posted today at Sports Memo. She's got an NBA, 2 NHL, and 1 MLB. She is on fire. I'm telling you now. And she's been on fire for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's all sports. I mean, the numbers don't lie. You know, I love seeing a D'Amico on the leaderboard. When you see 2 D'Amicos, it's even better. She's doing great. Once again, she has an NBA, 2 NHL, and 1 MLB. She is crushing it. She's on every individual sport leaderboard and the overall sports leaderboard. Go follow Dionne with this big package that you're seeing today. This 50% off daily packages through Friday night at midnight. Use code DAILY50. Follow Dionne, man. Down the hall. Dionne, what percentage plays are these? All right, she's got up to 3% plays today. I love it. I know you love the First Lady. She'll be back tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow's show, we got some great people. I know Wes is coming back. Dan will be on. We're trying to get Rye Cape. I'm trying to get Ricky Tran on the show. I do have a couple of celeb friends that want to come on the show. I do want to say, let me see what. Oh, yep. Well, we have a lot of fun on the show and we have a lot of charm. I'm gonna toot my own horn, and here in Vegas, you got to pay extra for that. If you want people to watch, I'll tell you that. First of all, sports fans, my free plays have been killing it on the show. If you follow the free plays, you're making money. And if you like the free plays, you'll love what I'm doing. I'm on a 12-2 all sports documented run. I've won 8 straight baseball plays. 7 of my last 8 hockey plays, 12-4 overall run in the NHL. I've won 2 of my last 3 in the NBA, 14 of my last 22 overall in the NBA. Number 1 overall the last 7 days at 14-4 on Sports Memo. Number 3, that's overall sports. Number 3, the last 3 days in baseball. Number 1, the last 7 days in baseball. Number 2, the last 3 days in hockey. Number 2, the last 7 days in hockey. Number 2, the last 30 days in hockey. After today, I'll be number 1. Let me tell you what I've got going on tonight over at Sports Memo, guys. I just read to you all my streaks. I have my NHL power play. They're a perfect 4-0 this season. I have my 6-2 NBA fast break and my 6-3 NBA slam dunk. I will once again sweep the board. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've predicted 9 or 10 sweeps, and every time I've swept the board. I'm sweeping again tonight. I'm going to give you one disclaimer, guys. 2 things you're going to need if you follow me. Number 1, stop at Lowe's or Home Depot because you're going to need a broom because I'm sweeping the board. Number 2, you're going to need another mattress to hide all those winnings. So I am kicking ass and I'm taking names. Now, I do want to say that we normally don't go on opposite sides of a game or on the same game. But I thought today, being that it's just Wes and Sean and myself, we could have a little bit of fun. And I'm going to make a friendly bet with Wes about this game. He might give you a bonus hockey play, but I'm going to make a friendly bet. I'm going to do my analysis and then see if he takes the bet because he's in Vegas. And unlike Jesse Schul, who I love and is one of the best handicappers in the business, and he's as entertaining as he is informative. He's a Welcher. 2 years I'm waiting for him to pay me off of my Yankees-Blue Jays bet. Still hasn't paid me off. I got a bet going with the Yankees-Red Sox with Steve Seagrave. I know I'm paying. So I'm going to make a bet with Wes. Guys, I want to talk about the other side of this game, of the game that Wes just gave you. And normally we don't do this, but I figured let's bring a little charm to today's show. My friends, as of releasing this game, early money is coming on the home team, Los Angeles Clippers, and I understand why. They took game 2 on the road, 105-102. They're certainly a good home team, 30-11 at the Intuit Dome this season. I know the Denver Nuggets have been inconsistent over recent weeks or so, but committing 20 turnovers in the last game is very uncharacteristic for this team. I don't see them making a lot of mistakes here. I do see their very deep and talented team playing very competitively in Game 3. This is a team that was a very good team on the road this season, 24-17 as a visitor overall. Something else I want to point out, my friends, over the last 7 meetings going back to April of last year, the Clippers have taken 4 of the 7 straight up. But in those 4 games, they won by 2, 5, 4, and 3 points. I think the odds makers are giving LA way too much credit here. Granted, Denver's defense leaves a lot to be desired, but their offense still one of the best in the NBA. They account for over 122.3 PPG, topping the NBA in field goal percentage, hitting over 50.6 from the field, ranking 5th in the league from downtown, hitting over 36.6 from beyond the arc. And at both ends of the court on the boards, they rank in the top 7. They give themselves a lot of second chance opportunities and take away a lot of second chance opportunities for their opponents. I just feel this is way too many points to give a team with this much talent and this much playoff experience. I'm taking the points with the Nuggets. I'm going to take my bookmakers money once again. Guys, I'm all over every leaderboard over at SportsMemo. You don't believe me? I'm not full of bunk. All right, if I tell you I'm 5'8", I'm full of bunk. But if I tell you I'm all over the leaderboards, I won't lie to you. The individual leaderboard for every sport I do right now, which is baseball, hockey, and basketball, I'm on every one. I'm on the all sports leaderboard. I am kicking ass and taking names. I'm telling you right now, I gave you 2 disclaimers. Get a mattress to hide all the winnings and go stop by Home Depot and get yourself a broom because I'm sweeping again tonight. But I want to tell you something else. Have a place to hide out because after today, you're going to be wanted for murder for killing your sportsbook. I'm going 3-0 again tonight. You like that? Now, Wes, we normally don't do this, go on opposite sides, but I thought we'd bring a little charm to today's show. And we knew that we were going to do this. How about a friendly bet? 5.5 as of right now. Let's go with 5.5 the line. I'll take the dog. You take the favorite. Let's bet dinner on it. But I'm not going to Denny's and you tell them it's your birthday. I want to go someplace with linen napkins. Fair enough?
Fair enough. We're doing 5.5. You know, I was going to tell you there's a brand new restaurant just opened up literally last week. It's right by the South Point too. Wonderful little joint. I was happily going to take you and actually treat Dionne too. Both of you guys come out. It's called Del Taco. But
is that if I remember high school?
Well, listen, I took Joe to lunch. We met up. We went to lunch. We were to go to La Palm. Where did we go? Caesar's over there. Yeah, he's easy, bro. Take him for lunch. He just gets a burger. He doesn't even need it. Has a beer. He's like a delicate little flower out there having a cheeseburger. He's fine. It's not too bad.
That's right. No, but if we're gonna bet, that's because
they got linen.
That was just over friends, and we argued over the check. And Sean is always good, very easy with a buck. There are guys in this industry, they got T-Rex arms. They don't go, they're rich for the check. You get up, you go to the bathroom, the check's still sitting there. You just want to see if they're going to pay. They don't pay. There's guys, Sean ain't one of those guys. I don't think Wes is one of those guys either, but no Del Taco for us. We're going someplace with linen napkins. Well, you can take
we'll go to Don Vito's at South Point. How about that?
We'll talk about it. We'll put a bet up, but I will tell you this. I'm very tough on Italian food. I love the South Point. We'll talk about it. We'll do it. But do we have a bet?
Don Vito's. Just go to Coronado Cafe. Sit at the counter at the buffet at the Coronado Cafe, and they got a great.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I think we should. You know, the best food in all of the South Point is the hot dog cart. We could just do a hot dog if you want.
Yes, we could. I'll tell you what.
Bring your own linen napkins.
Wes, I'm going to tell you about a guy who's very well known in this industry for many years. We had a bet on a game. He was on my show. He says, that game can't win. They're going to get crushed, man. They're an underdog for a reason. They won the game outright. It was an NFL game. So he had to take me for dinner. So he waited. That was football season. It was the summer before he took me to dinner. He takes me to dinner. He says, Joe, I owe you a dinner. And the guy lives here in town. Taking you to dinner. Here we got go, blah, blah, blah. Meet me here. Took me to a place he had a comp. He had a damn comp. I said, you cheap bastard. You know, anyway. No, Wes, we'll go to someplace with linen napkins. All right, we'll be fine. We'll if you came in late, we're gonna run down the free plays in a moment. A couple of things I do want to talk about, and then we're gonna get some final thoughts and comments from you, the viewers, and from our panel. First of all, the deals. 50% off any package through Friday midnight. Use code DAILY50 at SportsMemo. This is great for all your favorite cappers in SportsMemo or to test the waters with somebody you're unfamiliar with. Wes is the $2 Thursday feature capper. He's got a big hockey play. I know he's doing great in hockey. Guys, I'm rooting for him. I am rooting against him tonight in his free play, though. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you have any questions or comments, we're going to be here for a few more minutes. And then in a moment, we're going to run down today's free plays if you missed them. Sean, closing thoughts or comments for anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about the world, sports, want to talk about how good looking bald guys are, whatever you want.
I want to say for linen napkins, just use your sleeve. It's a shirt, it's cotton, it's linen. You can go anywhere.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Sean, I gotta ask you. A lot of people don't know this. I know Sean recently moved from Jersey. Where did you live in Jersey most of your life or all of your life until you moved?
Yeah, I was there for I've been here 4 years, so I was in Jersey for 47 years.
I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. Can I tell people or no?
That was in Jersey?
No, where you live now.
I'm in Texas.
I didn't want to give out personal information. Was that a big?
Texas. I was strapped up in Jersey. You don't think I'm triply strapped in Texas? I don't care. Come on, say hello.
Well, you gotta love that. Only thing I know, guys, Sean is as big as he looks. How tall are you, Sean?
6'1".
He's 6'1". He's 7'2" with a 10-gallon hat on. I'd love to see you in a hat with the denim shirt and the Wrangler jeans.
I can't. You know what? I'll always. You know, it's funny. So my parents came down like a year after us. My dad had a cowboy hat, the jeans. He's like, I should have moved here a long time. My son's he sent me a Stetson when we first got down here. He's like, hey, can you order this for me? It was like $1,800. I'm like, get the hell out of here. No, I'm not. No way. I'm not. That's not happening. But he's got a whole. He's got a hat.
Sean, I imagine you like Billy Crystal and Silly Slickers. He was trying all the cowboy hats on. He eventually got the Mets hat and he put it on. He was riding the horse.
They're mad at me. They bought me like some new shorts, and I'm like, I want to wear my old shorts. Like they sag down. They're past your knees. I'm like, yeah. They're like, my son's like, it's on 1995. I'm like, it is in my head. I'm wearing my baggy shorts. I'm wearing my cargo shorts. I don't want to wear stuff over my knees. No, I'm too big for that.
I think we're a little too old, even though back in the 80s, those Larry Bird shorts that some people are wearing now these days.
I could never wear tight stuff.
I can't do it.
I've always been fat. I've always been a big dude. I can't wear tight crap. I'd like 20 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. No,
you're a big dude. You're a big dude, though. You carry it well. You're a big dude.
We people, I'm like, what do you weigh? And I remember anywhere from like 270 to like 350. And people are like, I tell my weight, they're like just shocked.
At my heaviest, somebody asked me when I was at my heaviest, when I was bodyguarding celebrities 30 some odd years ago, I think I was 211. I had a 28-inch waist. I was built. And I never really worked out with weights. I was built like a house. But as you get older, sports fans, your body just can't carry the weight. My knees hurt, my ankles hurt, my back hurts. I was like 197 4 or 5 months ago, and I just went on a little more protein, ate more through the day, ate more times through the day. Keep gas in the engine, so gas in the tank, so to speak. I'm down to I was 168. I felt I was a little too light. I think I'm 172, 173 now. But I still may drop another 8 because I'm going to start running and doing the bags again and go like that. But as you get older, guys, I just can't carry it. I was at one point, at one point I was 228. I was fat.
228.
I was big. I'm 5'6", dude. I mean, it's hard. My shoulders were out here. Somebody laughed last week. Jesse says he didn't wear. I was wearing a 52 jacket. It's probably down to 50. But you don't lose your shoulders too much. But I was, when you go from shoulders to head, my neck is 19 all the time. It's a big neck, guys. For a guy 5'6", it's a big neck. There's nothing I can do about that.
That's my neck. That's what I just got.
But you got a foot and a half on me. It's horrible, man.
19 3/4.
God's got a great sense of humor, guys. Us Sicilians and Italians.
I'll tell you what, Joey D's got a sense of humor in the chat. He's like, pizza reviews. What am I doing? Pizza reviews for what? Domino's, Marco's Pizza. Like there's no pizza down here. Pizza. There's one joint, Grimaldi's, is a pretty decent pizza.
They got a good pie. Grimaldi's, that's a good one. The one here on the west side.
It's
you have a Grimaldi's down there?
I got one down here in Katy. It's
There's
nice.
There's 3 Grimaldi's here in town. They're the original Grimaldi's in Brooklyn. They're like 150 years by the bridge. It's a great Grimaldi's, a coal oven, brick oven.
It's good.
They got one here. I like the one over here better than the other 2. They're pretty darn good. They got good food. There's a couple of the places here I go for pizza. It's
I get the Prosciutto arugula. Prosciutto arugula is fabulous, and the garlic white pizza is tremendous.
I love the garlic white. It's good, but I got to be honest. I'm very old school. I feel that some things are perfect the way they are. I don't like anything on pizza if I can help it. I just like it very well done. Very well done. I want a chart on the bottom. I will tell you, I have 4 grills in the backyard. Sean and I know Wes puts up food stuff every day on Twitter. I will
finally he's putting some normal crap up though. He's putting some garbage up there. I'm like, no, Wes, stop.
I gotta tell you, I get notified every time one of you guys puts something up there. And sometimes, Sean, you could be a little cold to Wes about his post.
I'm like, stop with this. Yes. I'm ready to unfollow the guy when he puts up
as long as he's not putting pineapple and bacon on pizza. I'm not gonna.
You're at a stadium. How the hell are you? What are you putting a little? How are you sitting at a table to eat? Like you can't eat that on your lap at a game.
I will tell you this: no matter the restaurant, I have as much fun as in a bar eating bar food and having a beer as I am in a place that's a 4-star restaurant and you spend $1,200 on a bottle of wine. I'm as fun. But I will tell you, one of my favorite meals is a hot dog and a beer at a ballpark. It's a perfect situation. Anything more fancy than that at the ballpark, I don't need. But Sean, I want to tell you, Sean knows, some of our viewers know, I have 4 professional grills and a prep table in my backyard. And I started doing pizza on the grill. And I got to tell you, you know what goes into the dough. You know what type of sauce, what type of cheese you use, and whatever toppings you put on. It comes out phenomenal. It comes out phenomenal. I brush a little bit of olive oil on the edge. You don't want to do too much because then if you're on a grill, it'll flame up. It'll burn. All right. And I do garlic knots on the grill too, Sean. They're phenomenal. They're amazing on the grill. I make them amazing. They come out toasty and crispy on the outside. Garlic, olive oil, a little basil, salt and pepper. Put it on. Make the knots. Put them on the grill on the same slat that I put the pizza on. They come out amazing. I do calzones on there. They're phenomenal. And I will tell you what's funny. You can't go any place now and spend less than $28 on a pizza. Those pizzas cost like $6. So I'll make them. I'll freeze a bunch for my father. He'll just put them in the oven I got in the kitchen here. So when he's hungry, at least I know he's eating something good. Guys, I don't put down. Whatever you eat is your business. And, I know in today's times it's tough to feed a family of 4, 5, 6. But you go to some of those fast food pizza joints. Go to a mom and pop Italian joint. You're going to get grande cheese, homemade sauce. You're going to get good quality food. And they probably use a good water as well, which contributes to everything. Having said all that, we like to eat on this. We like to eat. Wes is a foodie guy. Sean and I are foodie guys. All right. We are definitely foodie guys. Anything closing thoughts or comments from what we really went off the rails on this show, talking about food and everything else. And Chicago.
That's what I do to shows when I go on.
What's that?
That's what I do to shows. I get it. We get it all covered.
You know what? But we have fun. But we're giving great content. Wes, closing thoughts and comments.
Yeah, sure. So I'll wrap it all up here. I'm gonna give another free play on the way out too, just for the viewers. So
okay.
So I am gonna take the Ottawa Senators tonight, minus 125 over the Maple Leafs. So obviously it's now or never for Ottawa. It's game 3. Obviously they cannot go down 0-3 or the series is over. But they play well here at Canadian Tire Center. They're 27-11-3 at home this year. They've played very well at home all year. And remember, so obviously Toronto's up 2-0 in the series, but the Senators had won the 5 head-to-heads before that. So Ottawa's actually kind of dominated this head-to-head series as of late. And Ottawa is 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games at home. So I'm going to take the Senators over the Maple Leafs tonight. So I'll go ahead and recap everyone's play. So Sean's on the Pistons tonight, which I actually agree. The Pistons, they've been the better team for 7 of the 8 quarters played so far. They just had that implosion, right, in game 1. I am on the Senators tonight over the Maple Leafs. And then we have the dinner bet between Joe and I. Joe's got plus 5.5 with the Nugs. I have minus 5.5 with the Clips. So you can choose your capper to root for, and we'll see what happens.
Listen, guys, not only did Wes go against my play today, he just took my job by giving out the rundown. I appreciate it, Wes. Thanks. You'll be on the show tomorrow anytime soon. You'll be on next fall. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I love Wes. We have a good time, guys. Bottom line is you're looking at documented winning cappers. We don't win every game, but we're very open about that shit. I said shit, but we're open about it. We're not happy when we lose, but losing is like a cancer. If you avoid it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm Sean, I mentioned there's a very well-known capper in the business. Sean, Wes is making a big name for himself right now, but I've been around a while. Sean's been around a while. Jesse's been around a while. Ben Burns been around a while. Some of the bigger names in the industry because we've been around a while and we sustain time. But there is a very well-known capper, Sean. Every football season and every college basketball season. College football, he has 20 plays every Saturday. College basketball, he has 20 plays every Saturday. During football last year, he had a couple of good days. So he went like 15-5, 14-6. Then he went like 2-18 and 4-16. Nobody heard from him on Twitter. So we go, what's going on? What's going on? Until he had another 16-4 week. Did he pop up and say another 16? Well, what about the last 2 weeks, bro? You know, guys, losing is a part of this business. We're not happy about it, but we're not going to hide from it either. You know why? Because this is still a business. It's a business for us. I don't gamble every day, nor do I put out games every day. You know, Sean mentioned we're under pressure sometimes with packages. I pass sometimes. I have to. Because if I can't bet, I'll never ask you to bet. I mentioned I can't be a hypocrite, guys. I can't do it for me. But I do understand the pressure. There are some brands in this business that demand and require a capper to put out games every single day. Listen, I was on a 10-0 run or a 9-0 run a couple of weeks ago, and I passed 2 days in a row because I didn't like anything. Now, I could have put stuff up and price gouging because I know I'll get sales, but if I can't bet something myself, I can't ask you to bet it. But there are places out there that say, well, you got to put a product on the shelves. Well, man, what if it's a shitty product? I'm sorry. I can't do it. We're just talking about fast food places. I ain't eating at Domino's, guys. I'm not putting Domino's down if you like Domino's. If you like it, it's fine. I'm going to go to Frank's or Grimaldi's or Brooklyn's Best because they got good Eats. That's what it's sometimes called pizza. Pizza. All right, guys. But I can't do it. Listen, if I drank Coca-Cola and Pepsi said, here's $5 million on camera, I go, I love Pepsi-Cola, but there'll be Coca-Cola in the damn thing. All right? I get it. But I can't put something out I'm not happy with. But there is a lot of pressure. Sean made a great point. There is a lot of pressure, Sean, to put out games, especially when you're winning, especially when you're losing. If you're losing, you got to put something out because you got to turn around. If you're winning, you're looking to get sales. You got to tiptoe through. You know, for guys like Sean, West, Dionne D'Amico, Jesse, Stevie Seagrave, myself, Sean D'Amico, this isn't easy. We've got to tap dance every day. But at the same token, we bet our own games, so I can't put something out I'm not in love with or that I don't bet my own money on. It's like, listen, I did sales rooms. Sean, I've spent a lot of time in sales rooms. And I worked for some good, solid, reputable handicappers. And I'm not going to say that salesmen didn't do some unscrupulous things. I never did. I'd rather write $20,000 in business in a week and keep $20,000 than write $30,000 and give back $25,000 because of chargebacks and disputes, having said that. But I will tell you, man, you know, there are times when you're working in those rooms that you got to make good of the bad situation. Your capper went 0-12 on Saturday. You got to give out those games on Sunday. So it's not an easy situation. We have to tap dance quite a bit, but I can't be a hypocrite, and it just can't do it. I can't do it. I know that there are places out there that require their cappers to put. Thank goodness, we're not required here at SportsMemo to put up games every single day. Because I couldn't be on the website. I just couldn't do it. I know there are brands out there that require games every single day. I remember COVID. I had COVID during quarantine. And I told one of the cappers, I've got COVID. I'm dying. I can't stand up. It feels like somebody's telling me, oh, get some rest. Feel better. Okay. Just put up a game first, he told me. That was the last day I was on that website. So having said all that, you know, I do ramble on, but this is a very informative show, and I love the guys that I work with. Dionne D'Amico will be back tomorrow. Once again, guys, real quick, she is running hot, 8-5 MLB, 10-3 NBA, 5-1 NHL. She got 4 big games posted at SportsMemo. We've got the discount of 50% off. Use code Daily50. Wes is our $2 featured Thursday capper. Follow him. He's got a big hockey play. He's doing great. Sean, I'm going to take it over. We got comments again. North Jersey pizza spots. Hey, wait, Sean. Joey B said North Jersey pizza spots he missed. He moved to Colorado and missed the New Jersey pizza. He worked at a police. Joey V worked at a pizza place over 50 years ago. He can't be that old. And I've never stopped making them at home for family and friends. You got to look over this. Joey B and Joey V are great. These are 2 different Joeys. They love us. Do you miss the Jersey food, Sean?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the food here, it's Tex-Mex and meat. That's it. There's no mom and pop joints. There's no, I mean, maybe there are. I haven't found them, but it's.
How's the Chinese food down there?
I need nasty Chinese food. I need the stuff out of like number one Chinese kitchen on the corner for wings and pork. I don't need some fancy crap. I'm not a fancy Chinese food guy. I like the corner store neighborhood Chinese stuff, which is garbage.
I lived in Little Italy through the 80s. I lived in Little Italy, which is basically Chinatown, guys. It's got a little spot but it's overwhelmed by Chinatown. And going from there to anywhere else, we do have some good spots. We got a great Chinatown. We got a great Chinatown in Vegas. As a matter of fact, next time you come out, I'll take you for some great Chinese food if you want. I got a couple of mom and pop places here. We can leave the steaks at home. We can leave the burgers.
No. I need something in a bad neighborhood.
I got a great place for you.
There's bulletproof glass.
The duck and the pig hanging in the window, man.
Chinese chicken wings behind the bulletproof glass and pork fried rice and some boneless rib
Listen,
tips.
when I go for acupuncture, I go to a place in Chinatown. There's like
I want to make sure after I eat
walking on the floors, dude.
I want to have 2 wings and a couple spoonful of food, and then in about 15 minutes, I want to be in a bathroom with explosive diarrhea. That's how I know it's good Chinese food.
I really appreciate that. I can't believe we're leaving on that note. Yes. I love you, Sean. Bless your heart. Guys, I know we have a lot of fun. Bottom line is you got some great free plays from some of the best in the business. Real quick, closing thoughts and comments from Sean.
Make sure you wash your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Gotta love Sean. A man, a few words. Wes, closing thoughts and comments.
Yeah, Chinese food, believe it or not, at the South Point, the Coronado Cafe has a Chinese food menu, and it's actually pretty good.
Back in the day, we had Diamond Chinese on Spring Mountain and Valley View. It was amazing. And then we had a place in the Gold Coast that had a coffee shop, which was funny. Sean, back in the day, I know Sean's got to leave. He's got other shows. But back in the day, if you went out to nightclubs at night, they weren't in the casinos. You went out to nightclubs. And if you met a couple of girls, everybody would congregate later at the Gold Coast Coffee Shop because they had great food and they were open all night. But they had some of the best Chinese food in the city. Now we have 2 Chinatowns, one down Spring Mountain for like 4 or 5 miles, and then one down South Rainbow. And it is amazing. We got some great stuff. Having said all that, all right, guys, tune into all the First Family shows for a ton of free winners, some great betting insights, and a few laughs too. On behalf of Sean, Wes, and us for the First Family of Las Vegas, Dionne will be back tomorrow, everybody. This is Joe D'Amico. Everybody out there, good luck, and have a winning day.
Take it easy.